What is going on, guys? The Kai Beam Podcast, episode 9. Of course, it's Kai Beam, and I got my guys, Mr. Elusive and Gomdo, with me.
Yo.
So, today, we got quite a few topics. We got the Spider Man Across the Spider Verse trailer came out this week. The second Matrix trailer dropped, Matrix Resurrections. We had the Amazon and AWS outage stuff.
Shit was wild,
Kevin,
bro.
yeah. Daredevil, Charlie Cox has finally been confirmed by Foggy, which is a fucking awesome thing. I'm hoping that also means well for John Bernthal's Punisher. Hawkeye episode 4 dropped. Great episode. We got some stuff with fucking Letitia right over here. That's the whole thing. A new Star Wars game got announced.
There's actually a lot of games. I'm not sure if you saw the video game award, but continue.
No, I actually didn't. I had only saw that. I didn't even realize that had
We'll
happened.
talk about it. We'll talk about it.
But yeah, we got quite a few topics. Some more sprinkled in there, but that's just a little taster of what we'll be covering today. So, where should we start, guys? So many things, actually.
No,
So
let's
start Star Wars stuff.
yeah.
The Star
Okay,
Wars?
we can start with
All right.
the Star Wars and the gaming. So I'm assuming you guys already saw it.
Yeah, I saw the trailer.
Is that supposed to be an interactive game, or is this supposed to be a full
I-
action game? Because it's made by Quantic Dream, so I'm guessing it's going to be an interactive story.
I
They're
saw a
famous
rumor
for that.
that said that it's supposed to be action adventure. So
Mhm.
they might be stepping away from the whole like narrative based game because they did make Rain and all that other stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like they might, because I'm not gonna lie, if it is like that, I'm not playing it. Like Star Wars is not that kind of game, to be quite honest.
No.
Um,
If it is action adventure, like, I mean, I know it was just like a kind of like an animation trailer, but damn, they like it almost looked like it was like a show, right?
That's
Like,
what they
Yeah,
told,
like
bruh.
kind of like a Clone Wars spin-off or some shit.
No,
Yeah,
like
more
your
but
detail
apparently
than
this
that,
is
bro. Remember when we were talking about how like the old Republic game, the cinematic trailers would come out, and we'd be like, damn, why don't they make movies off of this? This is like a return to that form right there. Like that shit looks so cinematic.
yeah, it
Right.
did. And this is set during the High Republic, though, from what I heard.
Which
So-
I have a theory about that right there, real quick, because they seem to be pushing the whole High Republic thing, pretty strong now. They got the comic line coming out. I have a feeling that that's gonna be their next trilogy that they're gonna do for Star Wars, because if you look at some of the characters that are drawn, there's one Jedi that's drawn there that looks awfully like Brie Larson. So I'm kind of curious if they're gonna try to push that to be more on the big screen, so that they can cast her and then they can make more games, because that is right before like the fall of like Jedi, like a couple hundred years before like Yoda graciously fucked up. So
Right. Yeah, I'll just say from that, I mean, obviously you have to see some gameplay, but that
Yeah.
cinematic type trailer was pretty dope. I was like, damn, this shit
it looked
actually
like
looks pretty
Dune.
cool. Yeah, it did. It did actually. Yeah, off rip, off rip. So I was like, shit, man. I'll keep an
Yeah.
eye on this and see where they go with that.
I
But you said the music, or I said music, fucking music.
There is a music award that Drake boycotted from what I heard, but I don't know anything else about that. The Grammys.
Oh yeah, speaking of that, I actually had saw. I didn't add it as a topic, but I had saw that Kanye and Drake did a sort of
Concert.
concert together. Yeah, like they were like, I don't know what it was for,
I don't
but
know. I know someone who went there though. I was actually messaging like today. He went over there, and he was like, "That shit was lit. Like, it was wild." So, must have been really dope.
that's what's up. That's what's up.
Um,
But
yeah.
video game awards. You said there was other announcements and stuff.
Yeah, man, they showed some more DC stuff. They showed the gameplay trailer for Justice League, or Suicide Squad.
Or Suicide Squad Kills.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, that game looks That looks good,
No,
man.
it
Like
does look good.
it
It
looks
looks
fun
like
as
what
hell.
Avengers was supposed to look like. Like
Right.
they like
Really?
squash. Yeah, because I think Captain Boomerang might be the best one to play. Like for me, because the fact that
Right.
he
Like
has his parkour. Yeah.
the ability he has in there. Oh shit.
Well, I guess we'll just cover for him because obviously he's on the phone. But yeah, I'm gonna watch the trailer while everything's going on. I won't have the sound on, of course, but
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Um,
I can explain like more in detail while you watch. But like essentially what they have going on here is like they're showing like gameplay trailer. You know, you got Deadshot who has like a jetpack. You got Harley Quinn. Like I said, it's really like what Avengers was supposed to be from Square Enix, and they really captured it. Like it seems very diverse. Since it's open world, I'm pretty sure. Like, thank God there isn't going to be like too low of a ceiling for these characters to move around, especially for like a flight character. Because again, like when Spider-Man came out as DLC for Avengers, it looked piss poor. Fortnite has better swinging than Avengers. Like that's fucking bonkers. But I
yeah.
digress. I don't know. Another game that they announced too, which is a first. They announced a Wonder Woman game.
Really?
Yeah, and for a second I thought it
Wow.
was based off of Gal Gadot's version because it looked eerily similar. The only difference is like her suit. They gave her like a strap. Remember, you know how like Vegeta's armor is, where he has like that strap covering like his clavicle and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
They have it set up like that. I guess they just, I don't know. I guess they just don't want it to have it to where I don't know. I don't know what their method is, but interesting costume. I don't think they really showed like they mentioned any detail as far as like
Oh,
it's going to what it's gonna be as
it's
far as like
interesting too. The what I'm looking at, right, is the studio that's making this are the people that made Shadow War and shit, the Lord of the Rings game. So people are saying
oh
the the Nemesis system is, oh dude, that's gonna
damn,
be actually pretty sick.
I would
Because they
actually
say
play that.
The Nemesis system is supposed to be in that shit. Which, if that's the case, yeah, that game is actually probably gonna be pretty lit, man. Because they did pretty good with those Lord of the Rings games. They were
Yeah,
pretty good. So yeah, I have hope for that shit. I'll play that. Fuck.
yeah.
If it's like an open world where you're just like going around like flying around doing stuff, fuck yeah, dude.
I'm pretty sure it is, and I mean, cause like you said, if Middle Earth did pretty good with their Shadow of Mordor games, probably gonna be pretty good too. Plus, we never had. Oh no, it is the single player open world game action game will introduce original set in the DC universe. Like she plays Diana of Themyscira. So yeah, no, like that's probably gonna be a really fun game, and we haven't seen her play in any game other than like Injustice. So
Right.
we're in for a treat as far as that goes.
Yeah, and I think she's a good character to explore, and also that can lead her own game just because like she's not super overpowered or anything. Like she's strong, she's really strong, but and there's a lot of leniency there you could do with like upgrades and like combat and things like that because she's like such a versatile fighter. So yeah, man, I'm gonna check for that for sure.
I
Damn.
mean, I'm just kind of
Like,
I'm
Suicide Squad game looks cool too. Yeah, for sure.
yeah, I'm just glad that they're actually not focusing on Batman because Batman's oversaturated. I mean, he's been in a lot of things and he's been like the central focus for a lot of like DC media.
Right.
So
Yeah, it's time to branch away, man. Like shit, if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna do a Wonder Woman game, I always thought about like a, I mean, it would be difficult probably, but like a Flash game that would be pretty fun, where you're just like running around doing shit.
yeah,
But
but how would they? I wonder how they would do that though, because like you're dealing with a character who's essentially like superhuman, and not like on the level of like Wonder Woman, because like she can move fast and jump high and stuff like that. But Flash it depends on how they want to gauge him in his speed. Like, is he going to be like Mach 3 as his max speed, or is he going to go the speed of light?
yeah,
Who
there is
knows?
a lot they would have to figure out. The reason I even ever thought about that because it was back then when the fucking Flash show, which
I gotta tell you about that. I started watching it
yeah,
again.
yeah, I had seen some shit where like Reverse Flash had did something to the timeline where he made
No, that
Barry
dude, he's a
Reverse
sick
Flash.
fuck. This guy
He
is a
made
sick
Barry
fuck.
Reverse Flash. Reverse
Yeah,
Flash.
it confused me because of the fact that like I didn't watch the full episode because there's still one more episode of the crossover and then they're just going on hiatus until like March for whatever reason. I don't know why, but yeah, like it was confusing because like everything was all right, and then all of a sudden he just started blacking out, and he was just like, "What did I do?" And then just like, "Barry, you're a fucking villain," and he's just like, "What?" And then Joe died, and then like everyone is just
Oh
like ups.
shit.
Yeah, you didn't see that? Oh
Oh, why? How did Joe die?
man, this nigga got pushed in front of a train, like some straight China shit. Like they just pushed him in front of a train.
Oh, so is he like perma dead or they're
No, he
gonna bring
came
him back?
back, but like, because what ended up happening was like it was the process of I gotta watch the full episode of episode 5 because basically like it was a reverse flashpoint that was starting to take place, and I guess Reverse Flash just say, "Hey, guess what I did? I killed you, and also you're the Reverse Flash." Because like Joe died because he pushed Joe like in front of a train. He like knocked him over, and then Joe like just he was slow as shit. He just got up and then just smushed. Yep, no, he was just gone. He was just gone, and like Barry had no idea. Everyone was like pissed off at him, which is kind of crazy. Because of the fact that this guy affects timelines whenever he jumps around at any point or when he runs. So why are they treating him so harshly and they're just acting like he's fucking brand new? They're just like, how dare you mention Joe's name? Like as if like Cecile was one of the worst characters from like this entire couple few episodes because of the fact that like she's treating Iris and Barry like she's her daughter or she's his daughter and not like just a spouse or anything like that. Like she's like snapping at both of them. Like the fuck is wrong with you?
Wow.
I don't know. I
Bro, you
mean,
still watching Flash, bro?
I had to watch the first 5 because of the fact that it was actually pretty interesting. Like the
Yeah, because Izzy, I don't know if you heard, but basically Reverse Flash fucked over Barry so hard he made Barry Reverse Flash, dude. It
and
took over his life.
yeah, no, like I said, this dude's a sick fuck. This guy literally
He's a sick ass fuck.
So he's Barry and Barry
Yeah,
is Reverse Flash.
yeah.
he's Flash and took everyone from Barry.
And who's
Yeah.
playing Reverse Flash this season now?
Barry is Reverse Flash.
Barry's Reverse Flash and like Thawne is actually Flash. And like when Barry went to the future he went to the future and he
Is
went
that
to the
Thawne
room.
or like Harrison Wells?
Harrison Wells Thawne.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
He
don't
went
think
to
the other.
Matt's not coming back, I'm pretty sure. I think he has like other projects going on, but what was it? He went to the future and stuff, and they're all celebrating. He shows up. Everyone's just like, "Well, look at this guy over here," and they beat Barry's ass, bro. They beat the fuck out of him. I mean, fucking Batwoman and Supergirl's like weird ass sister fucking flips him over and just karate chops him like in the back, like they're
How
breaking
can they even do
tables.
that? This man is so fast. They shouldn't even be able to touch him.
Well, I think at this point, what they're trying to imply is that every time a timeline changes, Barry's speed is affected
Oh,
because he mentions it all the time. Where it's just like, yeah, I don't have my full speed because even Thawne acknowledged he was just like, yeah, it's like I did what I did because of the fact that you were faster than I even I ever expected you to be, and I had to do something about that.
Wow.
So he made those changes, and Barry was just slow as shit. Because then and think again too because I mean I'm not gonna watch it after the crossover because like that's pretty much it. Like it's probably gonna go back to status quo because the writing was interesting. I mean it was a little bit better and so was the budget, but
That's
nah.
good.
That's how it always starts. Then they go back to being stupid again. So
I know that's the reason why I'm never coming back to it. I mean, unless they do some like interesting shit and they have like another speedster like Cobalt Blue or something like that. I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah, like
did you also watch the team up whatever crap 5-part thing that they usually do?
No, that
that's
is
what he was
it.
talking. That's what
Yeah,
he was
no,
talking
they
about.
literally started at first. Like that's like the first episode that they're starting off with. Because the fact that I should also mention too the reason why Barry was slower is because like Black Lightning like took like 95% of his speed, which I don't know how they calculated
What the
that, but
fuck?
yeah.
Why would he do that?
Well,
Oh,
because
because Barry's the
yeah.
first Flash now, right?
Well, no, it's because of the fact that Barry had no idea what was going on at the time. So like he initiated like Batman's protocol because like I guess like he's the one who was like, okay, if we're ever like out of control and we turn evil, we have like this protocol. He literally called it the Injustice Protocol.
Ah, okay.
And so like he said Jefferson will take his powers away, which I guess somehow his lightning will either disrupt like his cells or something like that. I don't fucking know. But
Huh.
yeah. Um that's pretty much that. I don't know. You watch Izzy, I think you'll get some level of enjoyment briefly if you watch it all in the same day. But after that, I wouldn't recommend watching it again because or after because I just know it's just gonna be bad. Other than
Yeah,
Superman and Lois, the season 2 that's coming out, I can't wait for that.
that's the only show I'm currently invested in from CW at the moment. So I don't think I'm gonna try to go back into Flash because I just know I'm gonna be disappointed.
Yeah,
Man.
Dame, you gotta watch Superman and Lois because it's. I'm not gonna say it's a CW show. I'm just gonna say it's an HBO show because that's what the writers and developers or development team is based in
Mm,
as far as
okay.
company. So it honestly doesn't even connect to Flash anymore. Like the only connection that they had was John Diggle when he was going through like his Green Lantern like phase. That was like his only crossover.
Did they ever pay him off in the Green Lantern? Because
Fuck no,
I ain't never
no.
seen him like don his costume. They always like keep trying to allude to that shit. Like, I have something going on in the background. My nigga, we know what's going on in the
I
background. Just
know.
fucking show up the damn ring already or whatever.
It
Keep
is
trying
funny
to
too
keep
because of the fact that like it's not like they're trying to lightly tease. They're literally like he's literally
right
getting
on your
like
face.
schizophrenic seizures or
Right.
schizophrenic hallucinations of like voices and faces that like in his head, as if like there's no other like possible like person trying to call out to him, and then like he keeps like rejecting it, and then he's just accepting it, and then I think when he got to Supergirl, I think that was like the last crossover. I think he like the last scene I think I saw him in was when he like looked, he was like leaving the elevator, and he was just like, I gotta protect the world, ding, and like that was it. Like he just dipped out.
I swear, man. Like sometimes CW and I right, and I guess they don't have enough money to buy him a freaking Green Lantern costume, so they just keep doing stupid shit like that. Because I know they used
Either
to do
that
crap like
or
that on Smallville too, where they don't have a
either
budget for
that
shit.
or they're just not allowed to do Green Lantern yet. Like
Maybe.
actually
But I
show
mean
it.
that doesn't
Because
make
they
any
have the green
sense because they don't have
they
any
have the Green
movies.
Lantern show.
Well, they have the Green
I
Lantern
think they're
show, but I don't know honestly
But
because
they started that shit first though, so they should just let them pay it off. So why the hell would they like? At the moment, they have like 25 Batman shit going on and 25 Superman shit going on.
right.
Really,
Right.
is now Green Lantern is somehow taboo and cannot be used. That's
I
some
mean,
stupid shit
Batman and
right there.
Superman were the biggest embargoes that the television shows could not do, and they lifted that, and now they're able to do it. Like the fact that Green Lantern is one of them, who especially the fact that he's John Stewart, which I mean, not to downplay John Stewart as a character, but it's just like one of the last people I would expect them to be like, yeah, no, you can't have one, you can't be part of another show or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know where they're going. Like sometimes, like you will not expect like shows that you characters that you won't be able to use, and some characters you would think, huh, there is no way in hell they're gonna allow that character to be used. And yeah, that character can be used. So Hey,
Yeah.
whatever to do. Still not gonna watch it though. Yeah, a lot of crap.
Well, that
Supergirl's
Green
done, so you ain't got to worry about it.
I
that
heard like the Supergirl like finals actually ended on a good note anyway. Like
Really?
it was
Because a
pretty
lot of
decent.
people shat on that. Like, they're like, this is the worst thing because it's like so many things were left unsaid. Like, just, I don't know. They
Uh,
didn't like it. A lot of people didn't like it from what they said. But
but cheeks crossed that we don't see her crossing over with Superman and Lois because
she
that would
might.
just
She
uh,
might, but it won't bring any of her Supergirl stuff. Cause I mean, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I remember there's this one line or there's one scene that was circulating the internet because of the fact that they were fighting like aliens again, and then her sister like dodged a hit, and out of all the lines she could have said, this chick was like, she said, "No touching without consent." I said, "All right."
what the fuck?
Yeah,
What the
yeah. like, I
that
like
was just too woke
I
for its own
paused the
good.
video. I closed the browser. I said, "All right, I'm good." Like I said, if I ever wanted to watch a finale, I said, that shit is done. Like I'm fucking done.
Oh
what
man.
the fuck, dude?
Like I've never heard a worse fucking line ever. Like I don't care about the social commentary behind it or anything like that. That's a fucking bad line. Like
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
that's the worst thing I've ever heard come from a superhero's mouth.
Too
No
woke for its
touching
own good.
without consent.
Yeah, I swear
Shut
to God, it was like literally word for word from what you said verbatim. Like, oh my God, I was
up.
I was baffled. I was like, huh, shit is wild, man.
Uh,
So you
what
gotta
the
stay the hell away from CW show. I don't know, like back in the day, I used to be like super like into CW shows, but then I realized they all have the same stupid patterns where they either create
no,
like
superhero soap
stupid
opera.
love triangle or some nonsense crap that they just create drama over shit that shouldn't be created and just goes downhill from there.
I mean, I'm not gonna
Dude,
lie.
I
I,
swear
I
somewhere. Oh, you go.
what?
You go ahead. I'll say what I said after.
Oh, I was just gonna say. I think honestly, that's just been a thing of like superhero shows from the '90s going to the mid 2000s. That's like their issue. Because I watched like Spider-Man the animated series, um, and boy, when they deal with love, they're idiots, bro. They're some dum dums because you guys remember when Spider Man decided to have his own Spider Verse before Spider Verse even existed?
Yeah,
This guy
because
went to another. What?
you're talking about where he had, like the Carnage version of himself, right? And like other Spider-Man and shit.
Yeah, the main Peter Parker that we know from the previous 4 seasons or 5 seasons, went to another universe and thought that Mary Jane from a different universe was gonna recognize him as her Mary Jane or his Peter Parker when they didn't even know each other. And he's like, Mary Jane, don't you understand? I love you. She's like, you love me, nigga? I don't even know you. And then he said that right in front of his fiance Gwen Stacy, and she's like, did I hear that right? You love her? Fuck you. Like,
I think that was that spider brain kicking in again.
I guess
He
so.
thought
Oh,
he thought he could just hypnotize her with his spider whatever
Hypnosis.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
no, sis.
I
Said,
guess
look
so.
into my eyes.
I
This
mean, this
guy's
is the same nigga who said there's a check in the mail, baby. Like, I mean,
bro. Those
like,
lines were funny as fuck, bro. He was just saying shit. He was like on a roll. He was climbing up, saying that shit with in full volume.
I mean,
Man,
Spider Man is like the brokest superhero out there, though. This nigga dumpster die for all his gears. If he doesn't get charity from Tony Stark or the Fantastic Four,
I mean,
he
I mean,
dumpster dives to build all his shit.
that version of Peter Parker was just like he was like in college and like Empire State University, but man, he was quick with the clips though, especially that version right there.
yeah.
But what were we gonna say though?
I honestly forgot. uh,
Oh,
it was something. It was something.
what the fuck? Man, this man is just constantly get calls.
popular man, bro. He's a popular man.
I guess so. You want to
But,
get into Hawkeye, or actually no? Do you want to do the trailers first, or the
yeah,
Marvel stuff first, like Across the Spider
yeah.
Verse? Actually, I want
Yeah,
to say
let's,
Across the Spider Verse for last, just because of the fact it leads to a deeper conversation. So, Charlie Cox is coming back.
yeah. Kevin Feige basically confirmed. Which I don't know, like I kept seeing people say, well, he didn't say like the project got announced. It's like, bro, he literally said like this nigga is coming back. I don't know why you're
Hate
trying
people
to.
like that, man. Like,
Yeah, like I don't know why people do that because I was literally like watching I think it was Charlie's video, Emergency Awesome, and I saw people was like, well, he didn't actually announce any like series, so don't get your hopes. So like, nigga, he's
who?
literally said he's
Why the
fucking
fuck
coming.
would he just
Like,
announce that Charlie Cox is coming back, and then just people are just gonna be like, well, he's not. He didn't announce the series. You don't need to.
what
You
the
don't
fuck?
fucking need to, because like you can do cross, you can do cameos first. That's what No Way Home was about.
I don't know, man. People are
Bro,
just
remember
fucking.
when I said people got critical thinking skills of fucking lab rats? I'm not capping when I say that. People just, I don't know. People scare me sometimes with like their thinking skills.
Yeah, and it's like negative for no fucking reason. It's just like,
Yeah.
bro, like if fucking Kevin Feige, the nigga who runs the MCU and pretty much everything over on Marvel right now, if the nigga says, yeah, this person's coming back right here, I'm gonna fucking believe him. You idiot.
That's just like some guy. That's like if they actually announced Spider Man and they showed a picture of him and they're like, that could just be promotion for a game. They might be lying. like so, like
Yeah, like
something
what
like
the
that. Man,
fuck?
that
I'm just
shit.
like you said off mic though. I'm just glad like he finally just like announced it and just went with it. Because like
Yeah.
now with the fact that this is coming back, and I've seen John Bernthal talk about it, like he said he loves playing Punisher. So I'm hopeful that like they'll just go ahead and get him back. His only stipulation, he said, which I have to agree with him, is like, man, if you're gonna bring me back as Punisher, you need to stay true to the character. Like, don't fucking like
Yeah.
water it down to where he's like PG-13. Nah, that nigga is fucking violent as shit, and this
Yeah.
nigga will kill people. So he needs to stay like that, the
I mean,
way
they
he was.
probably will.
Yeah, I think they will.
Because they're like pushing for, from what I heard from the rumors, they're pushing for like a comic accurate Kingpin where they want to put this, they want to put guy in a fat suit when he could have just did that in real life. And I'm not talking like a fat suit like Thor. Like they wanted him to be so fat his shoulders would hike up past the back of his head. Like they wanted him to look like that.
Damn. Shit. Okay.
So I don't know. So I'm not sure if that's actually gonna happen. But I mean, hey, I think at this point right here, now that we're like in our phase 4, I think they're really just going for comic accuracy. Um,
Which is awesome. That's great.
yeah, because like usually, like if this was like phase 1, nah, we wouldn't have gotten this far. We would have gotten Punisher, who was probably like used to be a cop, then probably got both his knees shot out and somehow healed, and then he just would have went on his little vendetta, and that basically would have been it. But
Yeah, I don't know why. Like a lot of the execs back then, they're just like, yeah, that's too weird, man. Change it. It's like, bro, like,
it's just because of the fact that what like fashion and stuff look like, and just they just wanted to appeal to like the box office, just like how they do now. But it's just like it's believable now because like nowadays, you have people who cosplay because people didn't cosplay back then like they do now. So it's
yeah, I
just like
guess
they
that's
know
true.
that there's an audience who is okay with something so long as it looks authentic and not like some like dollar store. I put some cardboard together and painted it red and yellow kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, I
So
guess that's true.
yeah, and like I said it off mic too. I'm glad they actually announced it so that people won't try to just make these random ass assumptions because people online, as soon as they hear like a rumor, they treat it like it's just facts.
Yeah. Which I guess that leads into the Hawkeye episode because
Yeah.
what you were saying, you had some people because I just don't understand why people just get these assumptions in their head, like just because like there were
Um.
like some like a leak or like you know, for instance, we saw Kingpin like a little brief thing of him in like what was it, episode 2 or 3,
Yeah.
and for some reason people just thought, well, yeah, that means he's gonna appear and he's gonna be fighting people. It's just like, bro, do
Why
you
would
not
he
understand?
fight? Why would he fucking fight a random nigga he just doesn't even know personally. He's never
Yeah.
encountered.
Yeah, I just, bro, if you're not like, I just don't understand like how people, like you said, think, bro. It's like, come on,
No,
they
like
literally
don't.
set up a hierarchy in the show for you. It can't even get any simpler than it is. You have the tracksuit mafia, who over them is fucking Jack, and then over this nigga is fucking Kate's mom probably, and then over her is Kingpin, who's overseeing everything.
That's what
And
I'm
they
saying.
stated multiple times the nigga does not like attention, so why the fuck would he show his face anywhere?
And let me put it into context too, as far as like how crazy it is. Before, like prior instances where they wanted to make sure they did not get Avengers' attention. You had Vulture, and you had Mysterio, who literally double checked and he said, "Okay, let's make sure that there are no Avengers here, because I'm pretty sure they would fuck our shit up if they showed up."
Right,
So what makes you think some fat guy in a white Italian suit is just gonna fight an Avenger on a rooftop? Like, it's just, he doesn't even do that in the comics. He just stays in his penthouse.
right. And only
Like
time
it,
he fights is if they fucking like
commit,
approach him.
yeah, essentially
Yeah,
like commit breaking and entering. Like, that's the only time he'd actually like fight, which strangely enough is like in his legal right if you want to like be a lawyer. But I mean, seriously though, like I hated seeing that like in the comments where people were like, "Oh my gosh, you just got like Yelena, bro. You should be happy they did that, because the fact that you actually made a connection between Black Widow, a movie that just did not do good, and then you
yeah.
connected a Netflix
Yelena,
show."
Yelena was basically the best part of Black Widow. So the fact that she's even showing up this soon is pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Because I
exactly.
mean, and then you just have like they're just paying things off because shit off rip, man. Like from episode 1 of Hawkeye, you know this nigga is still dealing with that shit. Like, well, the
Yeah.
fact is when he's just like looking at the play and he sees like Natasha actor and he's like shit. He's like,
Yeah.
God damn it, like.
This man has
And then this
massive
everyone just keeps
PTSD.
bringing her up too, like, and like you said too, like during the episode where Kate's mom, dude, she's a fucking bitch,
No,
dude.
she is. No
She
cap.
did that shit on purpose. I
No,
swear to
she
God, she
did.
did that shit on purpose. She said, "Yeah, well, Natasha Romanoff was pretty awesome, wasn't she?" And she still fucking died. I said,
Yeah,
"Wow,
like you
man,
are
you're a
you are a straight up
bitch."
fucking bum for that right there. And then she's just like, "Yeah, I know you lost people too. So why the fuck would you bring, man? I don't know. I swear to God, man. Like, I knew she did that for a reason. Is so like she could push him away and he wouldn't investigate. But you know for a fact he's just not gonna stop because you say so.
Exactly, because he has ties to the situation, and the fact is like, yeah, Kate's mom is a lot more aware than we probably think, and I'm pretty sure she probably knows this nigga was Ronin.
I'm pretty
She
sure
has.
she killed Kate's dad
She might have, yeah.
because you
She
don't
she
see
might have
him.
done might have done that and then like claim the insurance money
Yeah,
like during
probably.
during, during the attack. She said, "Oh no, this nigga got vaporized." Oh,
I'm
so
pretty sure she stabbed this guy in the stomach and then threw some rubble on his body. Like, I'm just not gonna lie to you. Like, she already had the skills before, like during the attack of New York during 2012, and it
right,
wouldn't put it past me if she just stabbed him, just did a couple sticks to the stomach, and then just threw like a staircase or something on him, just like tripped him, did whatever.
right.
But
Yeah, and it makes it a lot more personal because you notice, like, especially during that scene, like you said, she is trying to push Hawkeye away from the case, and she's just like, "Yeah, you're gonna drop it, right?" And he's just like, "No, I'm still
yeah,
going." He said, "See you later," and she was just like, "Well, shit." Like,
yeah. Like, what
no.
makes you think he's just gonna be like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna leave. I'll be going
It's
now.
just,
Bye. And I'm not sure if you rewatched the scene I was talking about where she was talking to Kate and she was like, "Hey, I would need to talk to you about Jack." She made this really weird looking face, and it,
yeah,
it kind of made it look like she was just like, "Don't talk about fucking Jack, because there might be a detonator in my neck or something like that." I don't know.
yeah. I think because like I was watching Charlie's videos about it, and He was basically saying what could be happening here is the fact that she doesn't like maybe Jack doesn't know specific things because I feel like I said in the hierarchy of things I feel like she's under right under Kingpin, and I feel like Jack is just a means to an end
Yeah, pretty
essentially
much. Because
like
if you think about it, Jack pretty much killed his uncle so he can get his fortune, and they're
right.
gonna get married so that if he dies, she'll get his fortune.
Which
So
yeah, you know how fucked up that's gonna be, like in an episode where like Jack, maybe he's like, because as far as I know in the comics, like he's kind of like an anti-hero, so like maybe he like switches sides. He's like, yeah, you know what, I will help you, kid. He said, yeah, your
just get
mother.
stabbed in the
Oh,
back. Yeah,
yeah, he's just like your mother. Ow.
yeah. He's just like, oh, sorry, my dear. Ugh, it just dies.
Exactly. And then Kate's just like, she said, "You're like, how could you fucking do that?" You say, like, what is wrong with you? And she just say, "Yeah, I did it for us. I did it for us."
Yeah,
I'm
and I
like,
think it is too. Is I think Kate's mom's still gonna die and die from Kingpin because she's probably gonna like kill Jack, probably regrets it, and then Kingpin's just like, oh, that's sad, and just snaps her neck right in front of Kate's face.
oh shit, that would be crazy.
Because the thing is like
So,
the thing that kind of blows my mind is just how these characters are so beneath the Avengers that it makes it seem like the Avengers are sort of out of touch with essentially their ground floor of the states that they live in because either they just don't care or it's just like I don't know because like Tony Stark was talking about how he could bust up arms dealers all day but he never dealt with like the criminal organized underworld like that because even Hawkeye knew about Kingpin.
right.
So
And he acknowledges like a lot of the enemies that he's made, especially during his time with Ronin, where he's literally just going around killing people indiscriminately.
yeah,
If you're just a criminal, just fucking die. So
yeah,
yeah, it's a whole thing, man. And a theory goes to, or speculation, as I heard it from Charlie as well, is like, so the thing that could be happening too is as far as like the stuff with Yelena goes, perhaps what's it called? Kate's mom is tied to Val too, and she was just like, yeah, I need someone to go ahead and kill this nigga right here, and
probably.
that's yeah. So they go ahead and send Yelena, but that's like manipulation because like the Yelena doesn't even know the full story, which I gotta say that entire scene was just great. And then the fact is, like when she took her mask off and you could just see like she had like her whole outfit and like braid like her hair braided the same way as Natasha. She said, "I fucking hate this nigga. I hate this nigga
She
with a
did a
passion."
lot of like Natasha's movements. I'm not sure if you
Right?
recognize that. Like
Yeah,
when she like
I
did
saw.
that dive off the building, that was smooth as fuck. That was
Yeah,
smooth as I don't know
correct.
what, bro.
She was doing all her little kicks and flips and shit. I said, "Oh man!" And then it's just like that little fucking nod she gave to Kay. She said, "Yeah, nigga, this ain't your problem right here."
That was intimidating as fuck. That was like literally that's a universal sign for anyone who's like, I don't know, they don't have to deal with this stuff. But I'm just gonna let you know right now, if you're ever like just somehow put in a situation, you're pointing a gun, and the dude just doesn't even look calm. In fact, he shakes his head no. You don't want that shit. That's literally what fucking Yelena did. She literally had an arrow pointed right in her face. And she said, "Nigga, you're not about this life," and then just fucking dipped.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw the trailer, but that shit is funny as fuck because they show more scenes of what she's gonna be doing. Because I guess it's like a Yelena centric episode on episode 5.
Good.
But there's a part where someone threw like a soy like a because they were like at a that because I think the next episode centers around them going to like that bishop security party thing, and like she ends up popping up in like the kitchen or something, and someone threw something at her, and then she caught it. And she was like, "Hi." She said, "Yeah, I'm here to kill you, Clint
Probably
Barton."
Hawkeye or probably Kate. I don't know
Yeah,
because
one
it's
of
like it makes me wonder like how because I don't know because comparing like the fight between Hawkeye and Black Widow, damn Natasha, like they seem pretty equal in their fight.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, but
Like,
maybe at the same
it's
time it's
like
because
one
of the fact they
each
didn't want
other.
to hurt each other.
Yeah, they were holding back. Like,
Yeah,
except when Hawkeye he used that explosive arrow, I was like, damn, that was a bit excessive right there. But he was just
yeah.
trying to like daze her enough so that he could like end up doing it. But it's funny too, because like there was also a reference to the fact that of how Black Widow died, which is like because when Yelena used that little clip thing, that's the same thing
Oh
that
yeah, no, he had a PTSD moment. Like I caught that too because I was
yeah
playing like some of the themes a little bit,
yeah
and he
yeah
was like,
because
he said, "Oh
he
no,
was
no, 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 no."
yeah he said oh god he said no and then he looked he's like oh thank God it's yeah like that's what I'm saying like when they like explain everything to her, I'm pretty sure Hawkeye is gonna break down. He said it was supposed to be me, nigga. No, he
Yeah,
said it was
probably.
supposed to be me. He's like, I didn't even want that to happen. She literally died right in front of my eyes, and this shit fucked me up.
Bro, that will
Like,
fuck anyone up. Like,
that shit is crazy, dude.
yeah,
I still couldn't believe when that happened during Endgame, because like I was just like, yeah, because I remember when that scene first, before that scene came, I was like, shit, wait a minute, they're going to Vormir. It's like,
he said, "Shit, wait a minute."
yeah, it's like they're going to Vormir, and it's like, yeah, in order to get the Soul Stone, you have to kill somebody. So it's like, well,
Yeah, it was fucked up too. Nebula and Tony knew.
oh yeah, dude, that's so.
That's how fucked up that is
Oh,
because of the fact that either
that
Tony
is pretty.
knew that like Hawkeye was gonna just throw himself off, and maybe that was like his whole plan, or like what? But it's just like they
Yeah,
didn't think the plan was gonna work. So I think Tony maybe assumed that Hawkeye was gonna do it, and it would have been a loose end tied up because his family was gone. He would have died. It would have been like okay, he just took one for the team, and Natasha came back.
right.
Oh
But like it's just so there's so many different factors of what led Natasha to even do that. It's like it's not only she was only doing it because we got further context with the Black Widow movie. She wasn't only doing it for the Avengers, that family. She was doing it for Elaine and them too. You know, so it's like
yeah.
she just felt like that was the best option because she knew that Clint's family would come back. So it's like, well, nigga, you gotta be with them and protect them. So I'll do it. It's like, yeah, that shit's
Yeah.
fucked. That shit's fucked.
Oh,
But yeah,
wholeheartedly,
so
yeah.
so far, yeah, like I said, I wasn't even initially really hyped for this show. I was putting in the same category as Falcon and Winter Soldier, like we said before. But actually, I do think I really enjoy this show. Actually, like I just like I'm not saying that Hawkeye or not. Well, I'm not saying that Falcon and Winter Soldier wasn't grounded too, but I just felt like this one is more. I don't know, like the scope
Pacing
of
is
it is
just quick.
yeah, it's quick. The scope of it is smaller, and then the characters that they have are just cool. And then the
Yeah.
fact is, you're bringing like the Marvel Netflix shit too as well. So it just makes it a bit better.
And then, like I said,
Uh,
like the whole show is like a connector. Like Falcon and Winter Soldier didn't really connect anything. Like, yeah, they could have, they could have done more. Or actually, no, that you could have said, yeah, it was kicking off new things by introducing Val and like starting the whole like U.S. agent and stuff like that. But it wasn't even the point because if you watch Black Widow the movie, she would have showed up then and there, so it didn't really
right.
make a difference. Whereas like Hawkeye, like I said, is connecting like three different separate universes that are technically weren't supposed to happen. I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's true. Yeah.
Not
So
universes, but three different areas within like the MCU that we haven't seen before.
right. And then too, I think it also helps that Hawkeye was more of an obscure character. Like he didn't have too many like hype moments.
Yeah.
Like there were moments like throughout the Avengers movie where like he was doing shit, but it's like he was pretty underutilized. So like having him here, and then you add Kate Bishop in there because Haley Steinfeld, she's a great actress too. So and they have good chemistry. So it's like there's this father daughter slash mentor mentee training shit, and she's trying to like basically take up the mantle of Hawkeye, and so he can go off and do his thing, and it's cool. I like it. So
Right. I agree. I agree. So you want to get on to let's cover this Letitia Wright thing because honestly, she's kind of irritating me a little bit. And I'm not saying like, oh, her health is not as important as like the movie thing, but it's just like her choices so far while in the production of Black Panther 2 have not been very good.
No, and this has been an issue for a while. So if you haven't heard, basically it just seems like yeah, she might just be as in the MCU entirely because listen, we said it before, we're not a political podcast or anything, right? But basically Letitia for one is refusing to get vaccinated, which I'm not even gonna get into that. That's like a whole debate thing. Like I don't want to argue with like, well, no, none of us here like are anti-vax or anything, but I just want to have an argument about like should you or should you not, like that's the whole thing. But essentially, she got injured. They're on set, which I don't know. They didn't really say what had happened. I guess it was just like
It hit
like
her leg.
like yeah, I think it was her leg. I think her arm and her like shoulder got fucked up. And so, from what Gomdo says too, where she double fucked herself over is she basically, which I don't know why you would do this, she went back to her home in the UK, which is fucking stupid because she's unvaccinated and they're not going to let her back until she gets vaccinated, especially with all this shit, like all these variants and shit happening
Oh, there's
and
more
whatnot.
variants than fucking Kane variants, my nigga. Like,
Yeah, no,
fucking
seriously.
Delta airliner transformed to fucking Omicron. Like, shit is crazy.
Yeah. So the fact that she like, and that's why I said on Mike too. Like, I liked her as Shuri. I think she was a great pick, and I like the dynamic the whole movie had, like especially like her and Chadwick and a lot of the other characters. And we're talking about like seeing her character interact with like Spider-Man and other Young Avengers and things like that, because the Young Avengers are slowly being set up throughout these shows. But at this point, it's just like we've seen this many times before in the MCU. It really started with Don Cheadle, where you had Terrence Howard in the first one, he was Rhodey, and then just out of nowhere it was Don Cheadle.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like they could just go ahead and do that because if you're literally giving this person like multiple chances to just be like, look, listen, we want you to be Shuri, but we need you to get vaccinated. You're just constantly just like, yeah, no, fuck that. I mean, there's not really much you can do
No.
beyond that.
And I mean,
And
they're
then
giving
also,
her a
they're just,
chance, whereas like Don Cheadle or the Don Cheadle Terrence Howard thing, real quick. Reason why he got booted off was because of the fact that like he was the highest paid actor at the time, and then when Robert Downey Jr. did a good job, they asked him to take a pay cut, and they weren't even going to listen to him and be like, hey, like, could I just maybe split in half? They're like, hey, Don, let me holler at you for a second. And they kicked him out. And then, like I said, the fucked up thing was that there was this one executive, this Disney executive, who's just a clear racist, literally said, "You can't even tell them apart.
oh
What's the
my,
difference?"
oh my God. I didn't know about all that. Yeah,
Yeah, it was
that's
a
fucked.
fucking messy.
That's fucked. What the fuck?
Yeah.
But yeah, you also had the same thing with like Edward Norton and
Oh, that nigga was wild, bro. I heard he was trying to just
yeah.
edit shit. They're like, get
Yeah,
this
I
nigga the
know,
fuck out there in the studio.
yeah, no, because like apparently this nigga would just be bumping heads. He's just like, yeah, I want Hulk to be this way. But I think, and matter of fact, I think he was trying to like what I read. He was trying to make like a more brutal Hulk, and they were just like, nigga, we can't do that. Like,
He's like,
we
you're
just
meaning to tell
can't
me
do
that he
it.
can't just rip someone's neck in half? Like he just can't, like, just a little tug? And they're like, no, Edward. And he's like, fuck.
So yeah, then they just ended up getting why am I forgetting his name?
Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo,
Yeah,
which honestly, Mark Ruffalo is great. So
he's been my favorite, honestly, thus far.
yeah, no cap on that. And then with speaking of which, I actually meant to add it on here, but speaking about it made me remember in terms of the Hulk show, right?
Yeah.
Apparently they said that much like her comic book counterpart, Jennifer Walters is basically going to be breaking the fourth wall in the show and stuff. And I'm for it. I think we've seen it before with specifically Deadpool, right? He's the
Yeah,
one that comes to mind who does that shit. My buddy was the one who told me about it. He was like, I don't know, man. Like, I've only really seen Deadpool do it. I'm not really sure if like they're gonna do a good job. I was like, I mean, I think they can. They just
it's a
have to
comedy
differentiate.
show.
Yeah, they
That's the
just have to
reason why.
differentiate. Yeah, and they can differentiate between like her style of comedy and like say Deadpool. Like Deadpool is just the fucking crazy motherfucker, dude. Like you just don't know what he's gonna do or what he's gonna say and what's happening. Like whereas with this, I think it's gonna be more like sort of like dry, just because we kind of saw a little bit of the how the comedy is gonna be like where they had that little vintage footage of her and Hulk, like where it's like they're back in like the fucking 90s or some shit, right? And she was like, "You don't want to see me when I'm angry." I thought that was pretty funny,
Yeah,
you know. So I
that was
think if it's
weird. That was weird seeing that because that was
yeah, I
actually a callback to the old '70s
to the
Hulk.
whole Hulk, yeah.
Yeah,
So I think the comedy will be cool, and I think the show will be cool for sure too.
right.
Um, and then it'll explore, I think, more for Hulk as well because explain like how he got to where he's at and helping her through. Because I'm pretty sure initially, like, she's probably gonna go through her little rage shit where she just goes around fucking shit up because she can't control herself. But then, like, he's gonna help her, like, yeah, like it was hard for me in the beginning, but here's how you do it. And then she just goes forward as her little thick ass green self. So
This nigga here, this guy over here. Real quick, I want to do a brief intermission. Izzy, are you back? Because if you are, you're muted. Just want to let you know.
yeah, I see
But
the little mute sign on his shit. I don't know if he's back or
if not,
still.
he'll join because we told him. Yeah. Uh, honestly, as those things come and go, we'll just have to wait and see. Just real like the whole Spider-Man thing. Like Spider-Man is just booming. That shit's gonna be just the biggest thing to cap the year off. To be honest, like the spoiler. I don't even want to talk really about the spoilers from what I heard because I apparently, and I guess take this with a grain of salt. Most of it was leaked. Um, and a lot of people are confirming it to be true. I don't even want to really talk about it just because of the fact that like it's literally supposed to cap off. Like they're literally trying to treat this like Spider-Man's exiting like the universe, and it's kind of sad. But
Interesting.
yeah, because this man's about to lose it all. This man's about to lose it all.
Oh shit.
That was
Yeah.
probably a spoiler right there, but like,
Shit. Yeah.
yeah,
I also heard too that apparently I don't know how true it is, but it would make sense. Apparently, Tom Hardy is gonna be sent straight back to his universe, right? But
yeah.
his Venom is gonna be left in the MCU,
Well, they said I
which
heard rumors that it was gonna be part of it.
that would be crazy if it was. That would be crazy because then
Yeah,
you have the symbiote setup where Spider-Man ends up bonding with Venom, and it's like that's gonna be an interesting dynamic, man. Because it's like the Venom we've been following so far, he's kind of goofy, kind of funny, but I mean, at points he can be serious and get shit done. But it's just gonna be funny to see what is gonna be the reason that Peter takes is like, yeah, I need to get this shit off me. Like this shit is just fucking.
probably when he like meets his college friends, and then he probably like runs and I don't know. Again, I really want to talk about it like once this year is done, because like I know you're gonna see it a week before me, and I'm probably gonna spoil myself, but I want to see it and then go like on a full analysis on it
Yeah, for
because
sure,
like
for sure.
this shit's gonna be big, bro. Like it's
It's
gonna
gonna
be
be
like
it's gonna be crazy, and yeah, I'm seeing it opening week. I see it the day it comes out. I fucking can't wait, man. Cause shit, dude. It's just and it's funny too. Speaking of that, I was watching some interviews right with it was like Tom Holland and Dan Jacob, the
yeah.
guy who plays Ned, and there's this point where I had to go back because I was just laughing about it. Where basically, like the interviewer wasn't like he like asked this question, and like Tom Holland basically went to explain her how like he ended up meeting Andrew and Toby just out of happenstance, and they were just all hanging out and stuff. And then Tom Holland, like, he was saying this thing where he was just like, yeah, like, I definitely like we just all share the same thing, which is like Spider-Man, and we're just like that's a very niche thing right now. I mean, eventually there'll be more. And he's like, and eventually, like one day, I want to share the screen with them and everything. And I mean, he's like, I don't know, like people probably won't believe me, but yeah, they're not in this movie. And then when he said that, like you look at Zendaya's face, and she did this like small smile, and
Yeah.
I was just like,
No,
yeah, you
like
a fucking liar, nigga.
yeah, no, like they're literally like they're not very good at it, like Zendaya and Tom Holland, because of the fact that like they
Oh,
play off of
God.
each other like mirrors, and like whatever
Right,
he says, like she reacts to, and
right.
it's like an inside joke with them. So like whatever he says, she's just like, we fucked up, we fucked up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like, yeah, bro, we don't believe you, nigga. Like, we just don't. Like, stop saying that. You know how long we had to deal with fucking Andrew over here. It's like, yeah, I'm telling you guys, I'm the wolf. I'm telling you, I'm
I
not in
feel
there.
so bad for him just because of the fact that like people aren't really questioning Toadman like that because he's not like I said it before, he's not in
Very
any
act-
yeah.
Yeah,
So I don't know. Shit, let's move on to Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. So this is a two-parter movie now. Basically it's I'm pretty sure, actually no, I'm not gonna say I'm pretty sure because it is true. This is a little time jump because Miles looks slightly older. When Gwen pops up, he's not in his room because I'm not sure if you remember from the post trailer or the post credit scene in the first Into the Spider Verse, but he's listening to music, but he's like in his dorm. I think. Actually, no, I have no
no,
idea.
I don't think
Was
he
it?
was in his door.
Yeah, no, because
And
the fact that he's like the bottom bunk. That's still
yeah,
weird though, because like his room was different, and his whole body was different. And I'm not sure that's like a time. I'm not sure that's a design thing because even Gwen had a time jump, and her hair's longer.
yeah.
Her hair is
Which,
longer, and
but
she has a different suit.
you would think that her hair would have grown back on the other side, though.
She
Hmm.
probably, I think she kept it because of Miles, because he said he liked it.
Oh, right.
Cause you know
But,
how this nigga feels, man. He just, right?
yeah,
She
it's
popped up.
funny as
She,
fuck.
I mean, she likes to tease him too, and
Yeah, she does.
she like, oh, let me see your drawings, nigga. Just
Yeah,
like,
then you had a picture of her. She said, "Oh, nigga, I missed you too, boy." I was like,
yeah,
"Oh." It's like,
so hilarious. I would kind of wonder. It would be really cool if Haley Steinfeld was a variant and she was that version's Gwen, because she's the voice actress for uh
I know that's
Spider
crazy.
Woman.
That's what's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would be a cool way to like if they end up ever doing like live action Spider Verse. That would be a cool Easter egg. Like, yeah, Haley is playing live action Gwen too, and like maybe she meets somehow like sees her counterpart on that, the original where she's like Hawkeye. She's like,
yeah.
what the fuck? Like, what the hell?
Which would kind of suck because that means she'd have to shave like half her head unless they were like, oh, I'm just gonna grow it out now. But
Right.
yeah, honestly, really cool trailer. They upgraded the dude's outfit, bro. Like he looks
Yeah, his
sleek as
outfit
shit.
looks yeah, his outfit looks
Yeah,
sick.
they gave everyone like an upgrade. Like I said, Gwen has like a different upgrade to her suit. Like, man, she's rocking Air Forces. I think I don't know what shoes she. No,
Yeah.
she's rocking like some Vans or something like that, and not ballet shoes. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know what 2099 version Spider Man is doing, but he's fucking
I
beefing with Miles.
yeah, I don't know. When I saw that, I was like, why is he attacking him like that? Like, what is
He's
going
like
on?
throwing him into other universes. Like it's like
Yeah,
he
he's just like,
grabbed
yeah,
him
nigga.
and
He said,
teleported to a
yeah, nigga,
different
you come
universe. He
with me.
said,
You come
"Come
with
here."
me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
like, what are
like
you
yanked
doing,
him.
bro? Like, I'm
Shit
pretty
is
sure if you explain the situation, he would help you. He's like, yeah, nigga, I'm forcing you to come with me. Come on. It's like, what the fuck?
probably
Like,
yeah. And there was
oh,
also there are rumors saying that there's a chance they might actually bring Tom Holland's version into there um
it
as a
makes sense because
as a
he was
cameo.
supposed he was supposed to
Yeah,
be in the first one.
he was supposed to, but I think their rights weren't really there because of the fact that he's the MCU version, so they can't bring the. Actually, I don't know. At the time, they couldn't bring him in there because of the fact that he was technically MCU property. and Sony didn't have those rights. So who knows at this point now? But yeah. Did you catch the Spider-Man Unlimited theme when Miles was fighting Miguel O'Hara?
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
What?
no, because when they were fighting and stuff, and they get to like the Indian Spider-Man India, they get into his universe. Like the theme, it's not one for one. They like did some like chops and screws, but it's very. I'm pretty sure they sampled part of the theme right there because when I heard it, it sounded very similar, which
Hmm.
is a nice callback. Because Spider-Man Unlimited doesn't get a lot of love, so
Yeah, it doesn't. And man, I remember when that show was still because that was supposed to be like basically a continuation of the Spider-Man animated series, right? So
yeah. You want to know a funny story about that too? Is because of the fact that Spider-Man got canceled out of spite.
wait, that show got canceled out of spite?
Yeah, because I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like a lot of the '90s comics turned into TV shows were just messy as hell. Like X-Men animated series was a messy production. It was like a rush thing. There's a reason why like animation back in the day. I don't know, just was so. I want to say it was just so experimental, like even just on the production scale, because like they would repeat frames, there'd be issues with like just recording and stuff like that. This is stuff that I've read and watched videos on. And Spider-Man was the same way because of the fact that you had Avi Arad, the notorious Spider-Man ruiner, basically beef with like the I forgot what her title was, but she's above him, and she's like the person who okays and greenlight shows.
Wait,
And she hated.
who Amy Pascal?
No, it's not Amy Pascal. It's someone else.
Uh,
But maybe I don't know. But she hated this guy so much. She said, "Okay, you know what? You fuck. I'm gonna just go ahead and just cancel Spider-Man season 6. Have fun with that. Fuck
that's
nigga, and
fucked up.
just yeah, close that out. And
Wow.
that's the reason why that got canceled. But yeah, that's shit is rough. That's why I said Avi Rat is just awful. But
Yeah.
I did want to say, man, the thing that ticked me off the most about the reactions towards the Spider-Man. I'm not gonna lie, it's 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 the black folks that kind of irritated me with this one right here because they started complaining about Miles's new hair design, and I was seeing it all over online. I don't know why it's like such a controversy, but I guess people seem to forget that Miles is not fully black. He's half Puerto Rican and half black.
Right.
And so what they wanted to do is they wanted to make Miles's hair seem more biracial. The guy even spoke Spanish in the movie, not for very long, but he does, and his mom is Puerto Rican. And I hate the fact that like the people in this who are making these like complaints were like, "Oh no, Miles's mom is Afro Latina, so she's just black." No,
What the fuck,
she's
dude?
fucking Puerto Rican. She's speaking Spanish. She's Puerto Rican. Like, stop trying. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to go on a rant. I need to calm down. But the whole idea of people doing culture erasure and just being like, oh, because you're black, you're just fully black and you don't have any sort of other cultural identity is fucking whack.
Yeah,
It's
it's
the
dumb.
wackest thing ever because it's like it's shit like that that makes people who are biracial like make it difficult for them to feel like they fit in. And even people like I guess because you know in the comics, Miles Morales canonically hates it when people doesn't acknowledge his Hispanic heritage.
And that
It's
makes sense
fucking
because
ironic.
that's a part of your that's a part of you. It's not something
Exactly.
you can just like you don't want to acknowledge, like especially if you're seeped in that culture, which he is because his mom makes sure of that. Like she speaks to him in Spanish. They have a lot of like Spanish stuff going on, and then it's like he gets his other culture from his dad. So yeah, he's in between. It's not like he is like, yeah, I'm just black and black only. Like, dude.
Yeah, like it's one of those things like when people are like, "Oh, if you're Italian, you're white," which is just like, no, you're not. Like I don't know. It's just like I had this conversation before we started this podcast, and my mom was talking to me about like my sister growing up because she's in high school and stuff like that. Um, going to the same high school that we're going to, and she's essentially trying to just find her identity. She's trying to find out
Right.
who she wants to be. You know, even like on a race level, just because the fact that she doesn't feel like she identifies with one group, and like that's perfectly fine. And like I told her too, I was like, you're not gonna fit in any group, and don't try to make yourself a stereotype just so you can fit in, because it doesn't. You don't want to do that. Because like my mom tells me, she's like, yeah, like your sisters dealt with that too, or your other sister dealt with it too, which is true. She did, like, because just being around where we lived at, it was predominantly white,
Right.
and so she just wanted to be, she wanted to be like that. She was always insecure about the way she looked, and like she, yeah, it was just a struggle. It was just a struggle to fit in that I think people who aren't biracial tend to overlook, and then just automatically like place them. Like there for some reason there's just like no in between.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like because funny enough, I remember like Kay and Peele would make a lot of jokes about that during like their shows and stuff or their show and stuff
Yeah,
because they're just like, yeah, you kind of have to like code switch a lot. Like when
yeah,
you're
you
with
do.
white people, you have to like act very proper, and then when you're with like black people, you have to act like a lot more like to the ground, like a
Yeah,
little more hip type shit. So yeah, it's there is no, I don't know why it's like that. Yeah, there's no in between. I don't know.
yeah.
It's either or.
And it like
No.
because I told my mom, because I guess my mom like just either like I don't know, like I don't think I really told my mom like my experience, but like you know I'm biracial, like I'm you know Korean and black, mostly black, but when I was like, when me and Beam were like in high school, there was just at this point in my life where like I struggled with it and I didn't know how to fit in. And I did the dumbest thing I could possibly do. Bro, I was at a point, you remember that time when I grew out my afro the first time and then I just like permed that shit flat? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
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 That shit was crazy. And the fucked up thing about that was that more people gave me compliments for having straight hair versus when I had an afro. You believe that?
That's crazy.
This shit was so weird. And like I remember one time I went to the park with my sister's stepdad because we were like just watching my sister like play in the park, and then my other sister with her friends came, and they're like, wow, that's your brother right there. He looks hot. I'm like, this shit is weird. Like I don't know. But I try to tell my sister, I'm like, look, you know, don't try to put yourself in a box. You don't have to. Honestly, I encourage people to don't fit in, because one of the worst things I feel like you can be in life is a copycat or a cookie cutter, copy and paste of someone else.
Yeah, no, for real. Like, yeah, and that's the thing specifically like when you're going through like high school and just like your young adult shit is like trying to like find like who you are. But the thing is like especially going through that time period, it's like there's a lot of pressure, and then there's a lot of like the high school culture is like very
Yeah,
clicky, and people are very can be pretty nasty, honestly, like in terms of where your kind of social standing is, right?
right.
So you're wanting to kind of fit in and try to be like, but like fuck that, dude. Like that's one thing I in the future I tell my kids, dude, like constantly is like, bro, it don't matter what these people think. After high school you will never see these motherfuckers again, ever.
No, I
So
tell
do
I tell my
you,
sister that all the time. I'm like,
do
look,
you.
you're not gonna remember any of them. Like as soon as you go to college, unless you, I was like, even if you do go to college with one of your high school friends, unless that is like your best friend or something like that, you are
You ain't
not
gonna
gonna remember
never
them at
see
all.
that person. Nope.
Exactly.
This
Bro,
nigga, where
like
did you come
Yeah.
from?
even I went to college with a few of my friggin' high school like schoolmates, and I see them like one off, and we just like wave and say hi to each other and just keep stepping. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's how it is. That's why, yeah, it's just like, yeah, do you fuck whatever they're saying and just keep it pushing. Because once you're out of there, you ain't never gonna have to talk to them again if you don't want to.
And also, like, as long as you do you, like, trust me, you're gonna find stuff that you want to do, and instead of you trying to copy off people, people are gonna want to try to be you because, like,
Yeah,
you
and be
enjoy
friends with
what you're doing, and yeah,
yeah, and you'll meet like-minded people,
you
like
enjoy what
people
you're doing. Because if
people
you're
that
not enjoying
think
what you're
like
doing, even for like high school, like that shit shows. So if you're enjoying what you're just doing as a kid, like people want to see that shit. Like a lot of kids are not happy, dude. So like if you're like a happy person who fucking like enjoy what you're doing, people see that shit and that energy rub off on people and they want to be happy like you too. So guess what? They're gonna join whatever the hell you're doing to be happy. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah,
obviously, don't
This
do
I don't
fucking
know.
drugs, but
I honestly don't understand like child psychology, and I don't really want to, especially this generation, because it's just like it's a headache. It
yeah,
really is. I don't
yeah, it
know.
is.
Well, like the point what I was saying though, as far as like the Miles Morales thing is like us as black folks, the black community need to stop that shit. Like that
wait,
kind of stuff
what
right
were
there.
what were people saying about it?
Well, okay, so the basic recap, since you've been gone in the dust.
Indisposed.
Yeah.
Yep, I love
People
through the black hole.
I guess so, but Pete, when the Miles Morales Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse came out, people predominantly in the black community were upset that Miles's hair was like a different curl pattern because of the fact that like it was more wavy, it wasn't as kinky as it was in the first film, and they've just been going on essentially like a tirade because they're just like, why the fuck
The
is his
hell?
hair ain't as curly? Like,
What
what
does
the
it
fuck?
matter?
Well, because they see it as like
Yeah,
black erasure, because they're like, "Where's the representation?" And it's just like you're getting it, and just because of the fact that his hair isn't a certain kink level or curl pattern, like doesn't mean that it's an entirely erasing the black
Like,
part of the
that
representation.
right, his identity, like he is who he is. Like what?
yeah. And
That's
as we said before, this nigga is biracial. He
Yeah,
has a
and I
fucking
was like, I was telling Beam, I was
Spanish
like,
father.
I was telling Beam, I was like, the thing that people tend to overlook for some reason, and it just happens to be everywhere, is like people who are biracial like live multiple cultural experiences and they have a diverse cultural identity, and they tend to overlook that if they are perceived a certain race and they just see Miles as black. He is not black. He is black and Puerto Rican. You heard him
Right,
speak Spanish. Like I'm gonna say this again. He is black and Puerto Rican and he speaks Spanish.
right.
I guess it's always one of this shit that people want to claim stuff for themselves, but really can just claim a person as your, I mean, a character as your fucking character just because like they are your race.
I
Like
mean, it
just
kind of.
celebrate the idea that they even have a freaking Spider-Man into the multiverse
I mean, just be
shit
glad
going
they
on.
didn't give him Jigga Blue lips. Like they could have done
Oh,
that.
they could have gone with Jigaboo, like
Yeah.
100% facts, but
Yeah,
yeah.
they could have gave him like the worst hairstyle that's basically like shows no diversity at all. That
Yeah, they
basically
could have
made him
gave
look a
this nigga
copycat.
cornrows or some
No,
shit.
not even that. I'm talking like today,
Yeah.
like the contemporary black hairstyle for some reason nowadays is like the Loba, not the Loba, the damn, what's that?
Fade on the side and
Fade
puff
on
in
the
the middle.
side with the puff of hair. What's her name? I haven't played Apex in a damn long time.
Jackie
Jackie.
slash
Jackie,
Yeah,
yeah,
Bang
not Jackie.
That
Bangalore.
Jackie
What's
hairstyle
it?
that she has is like pretty much the staple contemporary black hairstyle for men and women, and it's the laziest design I've ever seen to date because it's just like, oh, you think by showing that hairstyle as diversity, you're kidding yourself.
Yeah, I mean that shit is pretty funny though, because it's like that shit made me reminded me of that skit that RDC did. I don't know if you guys saw that, but where it's like they have like black when they're creating characters, and they only have like, because they really do be true. They only have like specific hairstyle. It'll be cornrows, a fade, or an afro, and that's about
Yeah,
it.
this nigga's getting a call again. This nigga is
Yeah,
crazy.
dude.
This nigga is crazy. Well, we're gonna have to investigate this or something. It's just, anyways, that's basically my spiel right there. Uh, Stop that shit. That's it. Um,
Yeah,
God
for real.
damn.
I don't know why people focus like on shit like that. Anyway, it's like, bro, we're getting like a two-parter movie, and it's just gonna be lit. Just shut up and fucking wait for the movie, like the rest of us.
Yeah,
Okay.
I saw one nigga who was just like, I'm not gonna watch it anyways, and it's a brother too. It's a brother. He's just like, I'm not gonna watch it anyways. It doesn't look appealing to me. You are fucking lame. You were like, I mean,
Yeah.
okay, I'll be fair. You know, it's some you don't have a certain taste, but he was just like the first one was boring. I don't know what your life is like, but I don't want to know you.
Yeah, bro. I
I don't like
like
people
I
like
swear
that.
people just do shit like say shit just to say shit, bro.
No, they do.
Like they really do. Like they
Speaking of
just
high
do it.
school, like you remember those people who would be like, "Oh yeah, I don't like superheroes, bro. I don't trust those people." Growing up,
Yeah,
like they're
no,
like,
it's
"Yeah, I don't like
funny.
Marvel superheroes." Like, bro,
It's
I don't.
funny to say that because earlier I was talking to my property manager. He's super dope. But we were just talking about like a bunch of stuff, and we were talking about how like anime back then, like especially like because I don't know if you remember. Well, of course you do. We lived it, but back then when we were in anime, dude, you were a fucking weirdo if you were into shit like that. Anime.
I'm a
And
little like
now,
I'm a little
now,
like half and half on that though, because the fact that like I'm not gonna lie, like when I drew like anime, I didn't really get picked on like that, which is kind of weird because I liked anime, but like because I remember when I was like in seventh grade and stuff like that. I didn't really have any problems with people like that picking on me. Like they're like, "Oh, that's actually pretty cool. Like you like Dragon Ball?" I'd be like, "Yeah." But I think what affected us and made us look bad are the people that decided to
uh,
wear fucking long coats
fucking yeah,
and
fucking long coat.
project their
Yeah,
arms
there's
backwards and try to run to lunch
Yeah.
like a
there
starving
is there
slave.
those people, yeah, those are the fucking weeaboos. Yeah, it's like a give and
Yeah,
take thing. Like, yeah, because that does project badly on like the anime community, where it's just like, bro, like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like,
yeah, like
like, I understand we all like anime, but it's like you don't need to be drawing attention like that to yourself.
yeah.
So,
That's like one of the reasons why I kind of like during like high school I stopped really like I stopped drawing anime for a while is because of the fact that at that time video games were like okay, like people like video games kind of not as much as they do now, but you didn't have people just talking about games and seeing lame where it's just like you see people with Naruto headbands all oily, didn't wash their hair, wearing like 4-day-old clothes. Bruh, no.
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, that shit is like, what the fuck are you doing,
If I
bro?
can go back there again, I'd probably be on that field. I'd probably be the person to be like, yeah, you're kind of weird guy.
Ah, there were some weird motherfuckers though.
There are a lot of weird
Like,
people. Speaking
like
of
I remember
oh, go ahead, go for
there's
it.
there's this meme that I remember seeing a while back where it's just like when you when you start like when the fucking anime person like in the fucking the school or whatever starts having problems with somebody, you see the niggas strike like an anime pose or some shit.
You know, no, it was
What
so
the
funny.
fuck?
I gotta see if I can find it. There's this one like high school fight I saw. Shit had me dying. This boy got slapped, and like I said, he wasn't. He was a black kid, and he got slapped. This nigga like did like an Ozaru war, like
Oh,
threw his
yeah, I
arms
think I
down.
remember that
Yeah,
video.
he
Because
got
they were like fighting for the fact that this dude was like getting at his girl or something, right? And he's
how he
just like, I
was
didn't
talk.
know. I
Yeah,
didn't know she had right. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this
he was talking too. It was just
guy?
like, I don't want to fight you.
Yeah, he kept saying, I was like, yo, what the fuck
And then
is this?
like he kept saying, they said, I don't want to fight you. gosh, man. That had me laughing for like a couple minutes, man. That shit was very funny. I just like the secondhand cringe you just get from watching stuff like that. Because it's not even a thing that like you would have done. Like I've never done that for one, but it's just like still you can just feel the cringiness like on the screen.
Yeah, no, for real.
Oh my gosh, that was funny as hell. Oh man. I was gonna talk about Toei Animation and like the YouTube copyright abuse. Actually, no, I kind of do want to talk about it. I mean, as far as like the Toei Animation thing, Toei Animation, you're kind of some dicks for flagging 150 of totally not Mark's videos and then proceeding to be like, yeah, we'll get to it, but there's a slight possibility, and I'm paraphrasing here. There's a slight possibility you might not be able to get that shit settled until 39 years from now, because there's so many videos.
What
There's
the?
there's so many videos, and like they were copyright and strike videos that was basically commentary, and it was like commentary basically explaining like the show and stuff. And he even got copyright videos on drawing Dragon Ball Z drawings that he did, because he was doing like redraws for like the scenes that had bad animation. He got copyrighted for that, and it's just like, bruh, whoever was like on Toei Animation's like, I guess, copyright team did such a bad job, and they're affecting this man's livelihood. Not even just him, the people that he employs, they're fucking it up.
Uh,
And it's just like they're taking such a long time. And like I don't know, I don't like the copyright system they have for YouTube. But on the other hand, though, this is really interesting because I could bring up Fresh and Fit. These fucking bozos right here can't handle criticism, and they try to fake. They're falsely copyright claiming people's videos that talk shit about them. Just to, rightfully so though, because again they're just I hate the genre that they're trying to advertise as if it's like the manosphere, but it's really just modern love and hip hop. That's literally all it is. Because
right.
most of the resources that they put on their YouTube videos, people aren't going to. They want to just see the drama. They want to see like women get kicked out, treated like shit. Which I mean, I'm not gonna lie, majority of the women that they bring on there are like these high sedity, entitled, and dumb, and are
Right.
always like, yeah, I need my man to make $400,000 a year. Good luck. You're not gonna find a nigga like that on the street.
And this, like, we've talked about this before, but like, seriously, people like that, bro, like, I just don't understand, dude, bro. Do
I mean,
you not think that
we're never
nigga?
gonna deal with that,
No, we're
so we don't
not. But
have to worry about it.
I'm just saying, like, do you not think that the nigga that is making that amount of money that he doesn't have options?
Well,
Like,
I mean,
do you
it's just
think you're
like,
the only person that wants the nigga for the same thing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
well,
it's just
I don't
funny.
know. Just
It's just funny.
people in like the dating realm and that sort of sphere just have really high expectations that can't be met. It's practically impossible. And even when if they do find the guy, they often just get tossed to the wayside. And and a handful of people, for some reason, from what I've seen on these guys' show, are just like, I'm the prize of fucking what? Doesn't it baffles
Oh,
me? But what I'm talking about is these guys over here, uh, trying to falsely claim people's videos and stuff like that because the fact they can't handle criticism, and now they're like, there's a slight possibility that they might get their channel terminated because of the fact that their lawyer just did not do a good job, man. He said Abba and Preach use 50 minutes of their video when they only do 15-minute videos, like, on average. And like the most they might do is probably like 20 minutes. That's about it. They do not talk for very long. And the fact that the lawyer said they did 50 minutes, bro, that shit got shut down so quickly. They're like, yeah, we're gonna investigate these guys, and they might get their channel terminated. So
it's their own fucking fault. Like, why are you falsely like
Us,
Like
bro, like these
putting in
people,
shit, bro.
people like them who have those narcissistic personalities who just think, oh man, I'm top dog, like I'm big dog right here, I could do this right here. Talking about how I want to fight a war, bro. I can't stand people that talk about that. Like, oh man, this is
I
we're
war.
gonna fight this war right here, bro. Go to like South America and say that shit. And hopefully you don't get butchered with like a dinner knife. Like
Oh my god,
I
dude.
hate people that like that, and I hate fresh and fits like false advertising. And the fact, I mean, one of them is like a sip. This guy like rented a girlfriend, from what I heard.
Oh my god.
So it's just like, yeah, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. If I was one of the people paying for their shit, I would sue him. I'd be like, this guy's a fucking lame.
Oh my gosh.
This nigga
Yeah,
lame.
there is a bigger conversation to be had about shit like that. Cause it's just like, I mean, there are plenty of dudes out there that act like that, where they try to, dude, and that's what's so funny about that shit too. Is like, I don't think people understand like how things like look when you say shit. Like, and what I mean by that is like, why do you have to disclose like, yeah, I'm alpha, bro? Like, nigga, the fact that you had to say that means you're beta as shit. It's by your moves, my guy.
No, these guys act
Uh,
emotional as fuck, man.
Like,
Like,
it's like, bro, it's like,
and
the f-
the guy who like who's like a simp and like did the whole girlfriend thing. This guy told the most elaborate lie that even when it was told the first time, sounded even like just sounded bad, and it sounded worse the second time because he was like talking about how he had over 1,000 bodies.
all right, nigga. Like, see, that
So
gloating
much
shit, nigga.
cap.
You're nigga. Even if you did, which I don't believe the nigga, but even if you did, you're a fucking lame. Why the
You
fuck do
are,
niggas
yeah.
feel the need? Oh, yeah, nigga, I smashed about a 500 chicks, bro. Like, nigga, I don't give a fuck what you doing. Why the fuck you need to tell me that type of shit,
I
bro?
mean,
Keep that shit, like,
someone did the
nigga.
math, and they're like, it's virtually impossible to have that many buys. They're like, you'd have to. Someone said like you'd have to fuck like 9 people every day for like the next, I guess, like 2 years or something like that. And that's even if like I guess your just dick doesn't fall off in the process. Because
Right,
honestly, too much sex can hurt you. And I
right.
guess this guy must be Omni Man or something, or he just has impervious skin. But it's just like, no, you're a lie. Your friend Myron is a lie too, because of the fact that he has himself registered for sugar babies, because there's a Tinder for sugar babies too. They can
Oh,
sign up. So again, they're all fucking liars.
what the fuck, dude?
And yeah, I don't know.
Ah,
I don't like the whole thing where people are like, I'm alpha. Like I don't like when people say that. I don't like
I'm
the
just
term
saying.
high value man or high
Yeah,
value male, just because of the fact that like they don't talk about it like as if it's supposed to be an ideology. Cause like the concept of high value male to me is more so of an ideology of what a man is supposed to be, and not the things that come with it, like the glamorization of money and women. Like that's like not the biggest point of life. Like if you're going around life talking about how much money I have and how much women you have, I ain't gonna lie. To be candid,
sad
I'd hang
motherfucker.
myself.
Yeah, you are a sad
Like
motherfucker. If that's like
I probably
that's
would. Yeah, it's fucking bad. I'm sorry if that sounds insensitive, but it's just like that's a fucking sad life.
no, and it's just like too. You're like seeking external validation. Like, oh man, look how much money this nigga got. Oh, he always has like girls that like nigga. There's more to life than that. Like, yeah, money is a great thing to have. Like, cause being poor sucks, but it shouldn't be the only source of your happiness. Cause that's not gonna.
Money only rents happiness. It doesn't
Yeah,
solve your
yeah.
issues. Anthony
Exactly. In
Bourdain
fact,
was
it
a rich.
exacerbates shit, if
Yeah,
anything.
more money equals more problems, and I don't know. Another conversation could be had as far as like how money wouldn't actually make a difference. It wouldn't solve any of your problems. It's management. Like
Right.
you can be having $500,000. Like that one chick, Brittany Renner, that the one episode that we didn't finish. That
Oh yeah.
chick, that chick was like, man, I got the money, I got the funds. Now she's living at her mama's house. Don't even got a fucking car. Because of the fact that she like had this whole persona of her like living a life, purchasing all these things, and was just horrible with her money, and she lost it all. Dumb
Yeah.
as shit.
Like like it's just it's just crazy, man. Like I'm not I live in a I live on a budget. I won't lie. There's sometimes where you want to buy shit for yourself or whatever have you, things like that. But I just don't understand how people can live where, you know, you're not thinking about like future wise. You know what I'm saying? Like just like let's say you made a good bit of money, you should probably want to take that and like invest it in the like specific areas so you can make even more money instead of just thinking only in the now, right? But I mean, not everyone thinks like that. A lot of people are just like, well, I have this money, I'm just gonna do X, Y, and Z, and then when that shit is just all dried up, it's like you don't really have anything to show for it. That's just like too, like this that shit was kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. It was back when I was working at a Whole Foods, and they were telling me this story about this dude who worked at the store, and the dude had won the lottery or whatever, and it was my who was it? It was my team lead who was telling me about it because he said what ended up happening. So dude won the lottery, obviously immediately quit, like got a new car or some shit. And here's the funny part. One of the funnier parts. He said dude tried to get his wife. Which that's just crazy.
Oh,
That's just
he
crazy.
tried to like he tried to
And
get his wife like.
yeah, get at his wife because he had money now. And here's the funny thing about you know what happened to this nigga? By the end of all that, nigga was living out of his car because he spent all his
Ah,
fucking money. Didn't have
ah.
shit to show for it. And it's just
I'm
like
not gonna lie, like it's a little complicated because like I feel like as far as like being poor, man, I feel like a lot of the bad habits poor people have is
yeah,
spending.
I have yeah spending. I'm like I said earlier, I'm guilty of that shit, bro. Like as much as the one thing I can say that I do is that I budget correctly. But
Yeah,
it's hard to yeah, the spending habits is a big deal. And like especially for me, I know like saving shit. Like I mean, my situation right now is kind of turbulent, so there's a lot of factors in terms of like actually getting that done, like saving towards something. But even then, the case can be somewhat made too. Because I remember I saw this post where someone was talking about that. Where it's just like, yeah, you can save and shit like that. That's cool, but you're saving for things that, especially if you're poor, you're saving for things that are for what am I trying to say? Like that things that you can't quite see. Like let's just say one day your car fucking just shits itself. Well, now you got to use your save. You know what I'm saying? There's just you're saving for
yeah,
things like that when you're poor. You're saving to survive.
yeah. But like
So
those sort of things, and that's one of like the things I don't agree because I remember I saw that thing and I was just like, I don't know, because it's like when you get something, I would hope that you would know what you'd have to do in case either something is damaged or just goes completely missing. Like if your car is messed up, like I would say before you even get a car, I would double check for one how much the monthly insurance is going to cost, how much the car note, or I mean, I don't think the car note is going to be something that you'd have to really worry about because
no, that's
it,
solely a lot of that shit is like well, it's there's a couple factors. There's your credit,
yeah,
of course. There's how much you're putting down.
yeah,
You know,
exactly.
there's factors, but
But you gotta
yeah.
like look like I would see if you could look into like okay if my insurance is good, how much like a lot of things I feel like you can kind of pre-plan. And when I say like the spending process too, as far as like people who are like poor, I don't know why people who get their tax returns just blow it on material shit like that. Like
No, it's true.
you're literally
It's true.
getting money that you worked for, and then you're gonna burn it. Like that's
True.
why it's like every time I get like I got my tax return, and like that's how I got into the stock thing, and I that's where I use my tax returns for.
Right.
But it's just like I'm not the type of person who's gonna be like, oh man, getting some Gucci, nigga, yeah. Like I'm not doing that. I'm not like
Yeah,
that's just bad. That's just bad like spending habits. If you can't buy it twice, don't get it.
that's true.
And you gotta treat those things as investments too. Like yeah, some things are gonna be costly, but it's one of those things you save up for stuff, and then yeah, it's gonna hurt your pockets for a little bit, but those things will last long.
Right.
Like I got furniture and stuff that I paid like it didn't really hurt my pockets. It stung a little bit, but I know it's gonna last a long time,
Right.
so I don't have to worry about that. But I don't know, like just I'm a little iffy on that to be quite honest.
Yeah, it's the whole thing. It's the whole thing. There's so many different like avenues and like factors, it's like and it doesn't help like the cost of living too is like really
Yeah, I
high.
mean like that's the thing too. Like I won't say like oh I'm completely against that whole prompt of saying oh it's hard to be poor because yeah the cost of living is ridiculous. Like I like part of my bathroom ceiling is leaking. I can't believe I'm paying almost $1,200 for an apartment that doesn't even have a fucking dishwasher, and then I got the homeless literally adjacent from me yelling about their demons. Fuck you.
Yeah,
The cost of
that
living is
shit is
ridiculous.
crazy.
That's why I would never live
It's
in
dumb.
California.
Yeah, it's dumb. Like even just where we're at in Washington, it's fucking dumb. Like it's just man, it's crazy. Because it's just like even if you, even when like you're making like whatever have you, it doesn't matter. Like let's just say you get a raise or some shit or some whatever, dude. It don't matter. Things just end up costing even more to offset the fact that you're making more. So
I
it's
mean,
just
life honestly
it's
gets a lot better if you're like making like 80,000. Because from what I heard, like
80. Yeah,
there's a
of
certain
course.
cap, and if you like make more money, then eventually gets a lot worse because of the fact that you're being taxed and you're only going to be making like a certain amount of money.
Right.
So you really don't want to worry about that. I mean, I don't know. Like my student loans start like next month,
Oh
and
boy.
it's just like it's gonna be tight for a little bit. It might be a tight year. I really don't know. I mean, thank God the COVID is not going away because the shit's a fucking Autobot. But like that's the thing that's like I'm like really grateful for because yeah, the way I'm trying to choose it, I'm trying to like make sure that I don't have to keep spending money for this student loan, and it's gonna be expensive. Like I would say, like it might hurt now, but it's a lot better than to just prolong it and then potentially mess your credit up.
Right.
I'd also encourage people to try to buy a house. Like if there's it makes no sense why you're paying rent for money that you don't even own and then just for them to just kick you out and be like, "Well, we enjoyed your stay here for about 5 years and quite frankly, I'm tired of seeing your face. Get the fuck out." Like people can't do that. People can't do that. And it's just like
Yeah.
you like make your own investments to a house that you rent and try to make renovations. And the only thing the homeowner is just gonna do is just be like, "Oh my gosh, I love it." So the next people, just fantastic. Get out.
Yeah. I agree, dude.
Uh, I don't know. That's some real life shit right here. I forgot what we were talking about.
uh, shit,
You,
I did too. It
yeah,
kind
I
of
don't know.
just spiraled off and did its own thing.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
know. Jeez. I guess we got. Oh, we were talking about copyright abuses and Toy Animation. Real quick, I just want to say, congratulations, Jussie Smollett, for going to prison or being found guilty. You fucking deserve it.
Yeah, you're a fuck. I saw that. I
You're a
saw shit
dickhead,
about that.
nigga. Like,
Yeah, like you deserve that shit, you idiot. That's what happens when you falsely say
yeah.
shit out like that.
Congratulations
You
for
fucking
setting us
fool.
back and now doing the boy cried wolf because of the fact that you wanted to have more fame that you already had. You fuck nigga. Like,
Yeah, like dummy.
I seriously can't believe he actually thought that would work. That has to be the worst alibi I've ever heard. Or not alibi, that has to be the worst story I've ever heard.
Yeah, and then it's just like, dude, the fucking like the lengths this nigga went to do it, like leaving the noose on his neck and shit. It's
No,
like, what the fuck is wrong
like even
with
the
you?
cop was just like, "Why the fuck is that still around your neck?" And it's just like, bruh, my situational awareness would have immediately pressed doubt. I would have took that cap off his head and been like, "Yeah, here you go," because like, bruh, the fact that he actually kept it on just basically made his story sound like
Yeah, like
insecure
you
because he
you
wasn't
look
sure
like
it was
a
gonna work.
clown.
Yeah, he
You
said I
look
got
like a
bleach poured
fucking
on
clown.
me. Yeah, he's like I got bleach poured on me and everything. And then I just left this noose on here just to show the evidence. Like you're not dead. Like why did you do that?
Nigga, his story was so fucking stupid.
It
This
got
nigga
worse and
said he
worse.
went. This nigga said he went to Subway at
Yeah,
2 in the morning.
2
Like,
in the
nigga, what
morning
the
and
fuck are
negative
you talking
16
about?
degrees. Like what the fuck?
Get the
Like
fuck out of here,
and
you
then
idiot.
you did one of the most self-incriminating things. You paid the niggas in a check.
And that's just so funny. Are you that nigger from Empire?
Yeah.
As if a fucking
Like
racist would even watch this stupid ass show.
exactly. Like,
Like,
bruh,
what the
that's
fuck you?
unbelievable.
Holy
I
shit, man.
can't. Oh my gosh, just like you couldn't have paid anyone else, and it just goes to show you how little white people actually watch Empire. That he couldn't even find a white person, or I guess he just didn't know anyone who was white who could have staged the crime. But it's just like, bruh, like I feel bad for your sister because of the fact that like you
I
just
was say that.
yeah you
You make
smolate the
family.
name.
Yeah, you made your family look bad, dude. Like,
Yeah.
it's
You are just a piece of shit, man.
she's gonna have to work like extra hard to not be
Yeah.
associated with any of that bullshit this nigga did.
Yeah, because
Holy
there's a high chance she does anything wrong. They're gonna blacklist her. Because best believe that guy's blacklisted too.
oh no, for sure. You will not be seeing him again in anything. I'd be like,
Yeah.
yeah, we're cool, bro. Yeah,
They
we'll
did that
pick
shit on
someone.
Empire. No, they said that nigga was on an island. He ain't never coming back. They said get him the fuck out of here.
oh,
I'd be pissed.
oh my god, bro.
And
Oh my god.
speaking of despicable, man, PlayStation, you gotta start doing background checks on your folks. You gotta start to do that, or either that, you know what? I don't know. Like, I don't know what you really have to do because first this is a Activision and Blizzard thing going on with you got sexual assault and all that other stuff and abuse. Now you got someone a PlayStation exec doing Geppetto activities.
Oh
And you
boy.
know what, bro? This is almost on the same level as fucking Jesse because the fact that oh this sick fuck literally came there to meet a 15-year-old in a PlayStation shirt.
Oh my.
It's almost satirical.
Wow.
It is just like, bro, I don't know. Like, I don't know why these companies just. I have no words, bro. Like, it
Yeah.
affected the game show a little bit because actually no, it did because Jeff Keighley was just like, oh, I'm not going to get into the middle of this right here because I think he's still there, unfortunately, because of the fact that they needed a vote and Jeff Keighley was like the ultimate defactor, and he was like, I'm not going to get in the middle of it, so it's pretty much like decided like, oh, he's just still going to be there from what I've heard, but
Wait,
yeah,
you mean that dude still has his job?
I think he has some sort of status still until something else happens. I don't know, but it's just like I just can't believe some guy actually like literally tried to meet some kid, and then when he got caught, they're like, "Oh, is that him right there? The guy in the fucking PlayStation shirt?" Like
Oh,
that's such a bad incriminating thing that would affect your company. That's just like that's just like if one of us had had like an ultralight soul t-shirt and we committed like mass homicide or something like that, your business would be shot, nigga. Like that thing that thing would be gone. You might go to jail with
yeah.
me.
Yeah, like, shouldn't you have known this nigga had like
Yeah.
issues?
Yeah, they would have questioned you like it was religion. Like they would have been like, bruh, like how come you didn't know about this person right here? Like he didn't show any signs, and then the second I would have had something in my memoir and talking about how I talked to you about it the first time, you did nothing, man. Hope you ain't got nothing to do for the next 25 years of life.
Yeah.
Shit is I don't know, but I hate people like this who are just like ruining everything for everyone just by doing dumb shit. Um, I hate people like this. I
Yeah,
really
no.
do. I don't see any good of rehabilitation for people like these. I think they just deserve to be in the dirt.
Yeah, it's something. It's just something wrong with their mind, dude, and it's not something that's fixable either. So
I
it's
mean,
like,
I just don't like it when people are like, and I'm not sure. Did we talk about how there's just that one school that was just basically trying to was trying to justify pedo activity? I don't. I try not to say that. Well, we aren't monetized, but basically, like enlisting you know, sexual crimes against underage folks. Like they're
well,
basically trying to justify it, and it's just like I can't stand when people. There's some people that just try to do that and be
yeah,
like,
no,
bro, like it was a mistake. Like no, like me spilling Coca Cola on your sneakers is a mistake. Like doing it a second time is clearly like there's a something wrong.
yeah, no, because it's been a thing. Like I remember, dude, these people are sick out here, bro. Like, because I remember when I think it was when like LGBTQ was really starting to get traction or something like that, like actually start to make a difference in certain aspects. And I remember there would be some people it would be like, yeah, there should be rights, well, the sick people anyway, there should be rights for pedos, man. And it's like, nigga, what the fuck are you,
Those are those people
nigga,
that
what
try
the
to
fuck are you
appropriate
talking
like
about,
the
bro?
LGBT community and like
Yeah, it's just like, nigga, no one's stamping on that. Get the fuck
no.
out of here, you
But there are a
pedo.
lot of people that do that, and I'm not gonna lie. Thank God I haven't ran into anyone in my school that did that because I probably would have committed a hate crime in their words if someone would have said that because it's just disgusting, bro. Like it's just nasty. Like sorry
Yeah,
that you didn't live
it
the
is.
middle aged times when you had the ability to do that, but you're a fucking 2 centuries late.
Yeah, no, for real. You have issues, bro. Like you need to just go off somewhere and live alone and die alone. Cause yeah, that
Yeah,
shit is fucking weird.
that shit is
Like
gross.
ain't no one capping for you. Ain't no one yeah, this will be no,
Mm-mm.
no. It's disgusting.
Absolutely. All right, get on some lighter shit.
Hmm.
Real quick, I did want to bring up they did show God of War for the PC version. I am copping that as soon as it comes out. It has
Oh,
ultra
that's
wide support. Pretty sure there's gonna be mods. Pretty sure there's gonna be a female Kratos mod somewhere, but I already know how people are thinking with that. But I can't
uh,
wait to pick it up just to get that sweet 4K resolution with the graphics. or the mods that come with it. Because hopefully someone makes like makes like different armor mods, because that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm sure there's gonna be some cool shit on there for sure.
Yeah, maybe they'll have like
Mods,
Atreus
mods,
dresses Loki.
that would be sick.
Yeah.
Sick. Yeah, mods make games a lot more fun, man. Shit, I remember back when I first got into PC gaming, I had gotten that one Sonic game. What
Oh
was
yeah.
it? You remember? Like that was one of the first.
Yeah.
It
Right.
was
He
what
had
was it?
modded that shit. I forgot what it
Yeah.
was, but it was like the was it?
Uh,
Fuck.
Sonic Generations, that one.
Oh.
Because like it was there was like so many different mods you could do. And then we would do like Skyrim mods too. That shit was pretty fun way back, like way before Skyrim was, being milked to the fucking shit that it is now. But that was a long time ago. It was like 2013, 2014. So yeah,
Man.
you'd like it's just crazy. But yeah, man, mods make games a lot more fun because there's just shit you could do that you wouldn't otherwise normally be able to do. So it's like it's just cool as longevity.
Yeah. No, you're right. Um, I broke my Skyrim on my PC. Because of the fact I added too many mods, and yeah, I can't really play it anymore. I mean, I have to delete all the mods and essentially start over.
Man, with
But
that, I don't think I could ever touch Skyrim again. Honestly, like I played the shit out of that. For
no,
one, I
I
played
can't
it
really either.
the shit out of it on PS3 when it first came out, and then like on PC, I played it for quite a while, and it's just like, yeah, it's over, man. Just do all the Scrolls 6 already and call it a day.
I mean, I'm just looking forward to. Well, actually, I'm a little concerned about Starfield because that's supposed to come out next year. We see no gameplay, nothing
Nigga,
whatsoever.
that shit ain't coming out to like 2025 or something.
No, they said it's
Yeah,
supposed to come out next year, and they might delay it maybe one more year. I don't know what it is. Like Skyrim is gonna be a long ass time before, or not Skyrim. Elder Scrolls 6 is gonna be a long ass time before we even see that. So
yeah. Which they should. Yeah, man, take your fucking time with that game because we don't need another cyberpunk situation over here with that
yeah,
shit. Take your fucking time, make the game good, and just call it a day.
yeah,
But is that everything?
yeah. That's pretty much it. I
Oh,
mean,
wait, quickly.
oh
Insomniac, they had added which I still need to check that out. They had added I kind of like that they do that. It seems like with every new release, like in terms of like Spider-Man stuff, they
yeah,
always like release new costumes. So they added in the suits from No Way Home, which is pretty dope. I like that they do that. And we were talking about it off mic as well. It's like probably when the next Spider-Man game comes out, they'll just have all these skins like as on a base level. They'll
right.
add in some other ones too. I can't wait for the second Spider-Man game though. Like Venom's gonna be in there and shit like that. It's gonna be crazy, man.
Yeah, I just man, like I said, it's a good time to be a Spider-Man fan. If you don't like Spider-Man, too bad.
Yeah,
That's all
exactly.
I can
Fuck
say.
you.
I mean, I don't know who doesn't like Spider-Man. You're kind of weird if you don't. I mean,
You'd be
I don't know.
surprised. There are some people that are just like, yeah, I don't know. Like, ah, shut up, nigga. I don't care. I like Spider-Man, so fuck you. For
Yeah.
real though, yeah, it's a great time to be a Spider-Man fan. There's so much shit going on. You got the Spider-Man movie next week, and Cross the Spider-Verse, and all sorts of shit we don't know about coming. It's like, dude, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's
But
crazy.
that's it for me, though. Izzy, I don't know where you're at, but
Yeah, I had added in this. I don't even want to talk about it no more because, like, I just wanted to remind Izzy of that story he told us a long time ago. I
yeah,
added this thing, but he's not even here, so I don't even want to talk about it.
I do
So,
want to add on to it that like apparently China like saw like a box shaped uh object in space heading towards Earth, and I was just like, nigga, and like everyone reacting to it was just like, Man, I can't fucking deal with this. Like one thing after another. There's a box-shaped alien spaceship heading our way. Cause like that shit. Oh my gosh, man. Like, actually, hang on. Let me before we close. I just want to see it. I want to see really quick if I can find it. If I can't find it within like a second, we can close out. But oh yeah, I found it. Fuck. So like essentially China's space program said they discovered like a cube-shaped object on the dark side of the moon. Now, does that sound like Transformers 3 to you? Because that sure does sound like Transformers 3.
For some reason, whenever I think of, I don't know if you see any commercials. That movie looks stupid as shit. Like it's a movie like it has to deal with the moon, and like I don't even know what's going on. It's something about like the moon and like there's like aliens there, and then it's like some sort of like I don't even know if it's aliens, like some sort of like entity in the moon or some shit. I don't know.
Like,
It looks so
you said
fucking.
this is a movie?
Yeah, it's like a movie that's coming out like soon. Like, let me see what it is. Like, Moon movie 2021. Let's see.
Does that have Halle Berry in it?
Moonfall. That's what it is. It's supposed to. This comes out next year. The shit looks so fucking stupid. Like, I remember the last time I went to see a movie. That was one of the commercials. I was like, what the what is this, man? Like literally, because it was just like dun dun dun, and then it's just like there's like we weren't prepared. You know, this normal shit that they do, and then it's just like you
Stuck
just
in
see the moon.
2010. Oh, that
Yeah,
CGI is horrible.
yeah, it looks terrible. Like, and then like it's like they're inside the moon for some reason, and it's like just weird shit. I'm like, what the fuck is this,
Are they
dude?
using footage from last year's protests? Oh man, this does not look good at all. So the
Oh,
moon
that
is like
shit looks.
approaching Earth, and then for some reason, the United States government is just attacking its citizens. How interesting, how clever. That's stupid. Yeah, no, just to kind of clear up what I was saying with the cube shaped object. Uh, oh, this just sounds very weird. The pilots told the scientists about this discovery. They couldn't wait to zoom in on the image that looked like a mysterious house far into the sky. Okay. And then they said, shortly after the landing, the rover discovered gel life, an unusual color. I don't like the sound of both those things. Because he
Me
either
either.
got he either got Null or the nigga from who owns all the symbiotes touching down on Earth. You say gel life? What?
Yeah. What's it
Nah.
right?
China, you got it. You got it, China.
She said you got null. If you did, nigga, we're all fucked.
We're dead.
It's like I told my mom the other day too. Like, man, I remember before we'd always talk about like just the end of the world and everything. I'd be like, damn, that's crazy. But my mind state now, if that shit really did come to that, I'd be like, well, we had a good run,
I mean,
and
it's
just
beyond
go
your
ahead and focus.
control. Like, there's really
Yeah,
nothing you can do. If there's like an
nothing.
asteroid that is just coming down, you want to know the surprising thing about it? You're not gonna feel the impact. You're gonna burn to death because of the fact that the object approaching is so large and so hot. Your skin is gonna melt off your bones.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like we always say too. Like, well, when we say that the poor people like us, we're dead, but
No,
the
everyone's dead. Like
rich people.
there's no bunker or nothing that's gonna stop. Like an asteroid that is an extinction level event. You don't matter how rich you are, you're gonna die with your $300,000 poodle in a puddle of fire. It's lights out for everyone. Drake is going too. Like it's just that's the
No,
only
what I'm
time we'll ever
saying
feel
is,
equal.
maybe, but I don't know. I just have a sneaky suspicion. Matter of fact, like I was talking about property manager earlier because we was talking about a bunch of shit, and I didn't even realize like these niggas, these rich niggas, bro. Like Jeff Bezos and them. These niggas are building shit out in space, fucking space hotels and shit. I'm just like,
First of all, I don't
like
even know
that's
why you'd
yes,
even want to
that's
go to space because
I don't know, but
Like
it's
first of
already
all, you
stuck.
can't even stay there for long, or your body's gonna just stretch out like a fruit roll up, because you can't. Your body's not like supposed to be in space for that long. And then two, um, you live on the moon in a hotel. What happens if that shit just, I don't know, blows up?
No, I
Just
mean you're
you just
dead.
get hit with just get hit with an asteroid, and next thing you know, you just got a hole in your chest, and then you're losing oxygen on the way out, or you get sucked out. That's the worst part too.
Just,
The person
dude.
just yanks you out.
Yeah, dude. Like, imagine, cause that shit. Like, cause I had watched that one movie a while back. What was it called? It had Brad Pitt in it. It was actually pretty good. It was a slow burn though, but I think it was Ad Astra. That's what it was. And like, I was just like, cause his dad basically, I don't even know why his dad would do that, but his dad, like, so basically the premise of the movie, like, he became an astronaut, like a astronaut, because like his like dad just like was like one as well, but he's like a well-known one, and like he was on a mission, and basically put that mission above his family, but he ended up finding his dad anyway. And that shit was fucked up anyway, because his dad, like, when he met him, he's like, yeah, he said, I just want to let you know, I never loved you, never cared about you, didn't care about your mom either. It was only the mission. He said that
Damn.
shit straight to his face, too, when he said that. And what ended up happening, he still tried to save him, but his dad was just like, yeah, nigga, no. And just basically ejected himself
Oh,
out into space. And I was like, could you imagine, like,
it's a
bro,
cold nigga.
you're just spinning there endlessly until you die. Like, that's just
Yeah,
torment. That's just torment right
not
there. Like,
really. I mean, you run out of oxygen in your tank. Like you're most
uh,
likely gonna
I'm
what's
just saying
what?
until that ends up happening though. Like, you're literally just spinning there in darkness. Like,
Oh yeah. I mean,
that's no.
the beautiful
Take me
part is
back.
that you can
Take,
like hopefully like unless it was like in the pitch blackness of space where you couldn't see any planets, you'd probably see like some pretty magnificent stuff. But boy, that fade off though is gonna be something else.
you're in darkness just to go to darkness.
Yeah,
Fuck. Like,
and
that's
you can't feel the coldness or anything. Well, you feel I don't know shit about space. I'm not Buzz Lightyear.
right.
But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. We definitely went on some wild tangents. It's gonna be a long one, folks. It's gonna be a little long. We're
Well, I
capping at
mean,
2 hours.
good thing is like since we don't like have the like backgrounds or shit no more, like it just uploads pretty quickly. So
Yeah, no, that's true.
so yeah, no, I don't have much else. Should we you just want to close it out?
Yep,
Should
this
we?
is Kai Beam episode 9. We're on our second season. What? How long do we do it? Do we do for 30 episodes and then we go to a new season? Did we discuss how
Yeah,
we're gonna do that?
cause like yeah, the last season was like basically like 33, I think. So we just stay in that range, like 30 episodes, and then we'll start like a new season and go from there.
Yeah.
So
I really don't know why I brought that up, but yeah, this is the ninth episode of the second season of the Kai Beam podcast. If you like what you heard, give it a thumbs up, a thumbs down. You won't see it either way. Uh, shit. What else? I mean, it's almost Christmas time, y'all. I mean, I hope everyone's staying safe out there. I hope everyone's staying warm. Uh, don't fuck with the Omicron. That one sounds a little bad. I mean, I haven't read any details about it, even though I do COVID work or I do COVID stuff for work. We haven't really talked about it, but yeah, avoid that shit.
yes,
Buy bit,
sir.
buy Bitcoin though.
Yeah, seriously, though, invest. It's a good way to make some money. All that stocks and
Well,
stuff. I
I
wish I
should
was
point.
down to it.
Okay,
So.
before we close, I should point out: don't do Bitcoin. Don't do Bitcoin for quick money. Don't do that. You're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
fail.
yeah. No, 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 no. When I say that, yeah, like, cause that we were gonna close out the podcast. So there's another tangent, like just quickly. So like a lot of the guys, like you guys were pivotal in like getting me and do that, but a lot of like the guys there, like specifically one of my buddies, Vince, like he was the one that like kind of pushed everyone. He's like, nah, man, you guys need to invest for sure. So we started doing that, and like there's this there's this chick there, right? Like, I mean, she's all right and everything, but like, bro. she's just so gung ho about this shit that it's honestly just like we keep telling her like, bro, you need to stop putting so much money into this shit because you're
Oh, I
gonna get.
thought you were talking about someone. Damn, she's like flooding her stock up.
Yeah, no, and we're just telling her like, cause she's just like, yeah, I just put another 100. We're just like, why do you keep doing that? Like, you're gonna get disappointed. And like, listen, I'm all about like manifesting and everything like that, like what you want to get. But she's over here just like, yeah, this is what I'm gonna get right here when we make some money. And we're just like, bro, like we're just like, bro,
Bro,
like
she gonna be living in her car.
yeah, I'm just like, bro, like it's like you need to like stop doing that. Like I said, like you can have a vision in your head about like where you want to be, but it's gonna be a while before you even get to that place. Like, and that's just facts. Like she is for some reason, like I mean, a lot of people are like, want the instant gratification shit, but that is not how it works. Like
No, of
it
course
is a
not. You can't manifest the stock market. Are you fucking insane? Bro, that shit
yeah.
is not in our favor. You are fucking crazy. She gonna end up in her car. If she has kids, that shit's gonna suck. That shit's gonna fucking suck. I mean, yeah, you can right now because it's very, very low, bro. Whoever's listening, if you do, it's a really good time to get invested right now because our stocks, most of the stocks that I have are fucking garbage right now because the economy is just such shit that like it's it's just we're down bad. I'm fucking down bad right now. That's one stock that I've been rocking with for 6 months or more. Tanked. It's fucking evil out here. That chick right there, she gonna lose it. Then she's gonna just drive the little bus that you work at and just drive that shit into a gas line. I hope not.
Yeah, I
Don't do
hope
that,
not. Too.
folks.
Yeah, don't like. Yeah, don't be overzealous like that. Another thing too, like, cause uh, like we always talk about at work as well. Is like just because your stocks are like you're losing a little bit, don't just fucking sell, bro. Like it's an investment. You have to just constantly watch it, look over it, and don't just do the knee jerk reaction. Of, oh yeah, I'm just gonna get rid of it because I'm not. It's like, bro, you have to stick with it, man. Like I said earlier, it's not going to be a thing where it's like you immediately are going to see a return. It's something you're investing in for your future. So when that shit finally, may it be 5 or 10 years down the line, when that shit pops and you make hella money because you invested and stayed with it long term, that's the end game right there. Is when that shit finally pops and you just made like fucking 500,000 or more, some crazy shit like that, and you're like, well, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
not something that's gonna happen overnight, though. That's the thing. You just gotta keep in the back of your head. It's a long term thing. It's all you need to keep in the back of your head. Anyway, yeah,
Yep.
we're closing out the podcast.
Yep.
So yeah, you guys take it easy. Make sure to like, comment, rate, and subscribe or dislike. Like you said, we don't see it. Thank you for listening if you made it this far, and we'll catch you guys later.
Yep. Join Illuminati.